right, another week, another Centre Circle podcast, FA Cup weekend. I'm here with Key and Isaac. How you doing, boys?
All good.
Could be better.
Yourself?
Yeah.
But, all right.
We'll get to that. Don't be greedy, man. You're in 3 other competitions. Don't be greedy. We're gonna run through the 4th round of the FA Cup. We're gonna touch briefly on the big Carabao Cup League Cup semi-finals in the week just gone, and we'll look ahead to the fixtures coming up. My apologies. The FA Cup has thrown up a couple of interesting results. The lack of VAR has been an interesting point of discussion, especially from all the people that every week in the Premiership they want VAR to get thrown out. Now we don't have it. It's interesting to see how they are lambasting the referees for missing certain decisions. I think they forgot what life was like before it. But first things first, let's start with Liverpool away to Plymouth Argyle. Plymouth Argyle 1, Liverpool 0. Boys, what happened?
Didn't turn up. Plain and simple.
I saw the lineup and I thought, oh, okay, Slot, you're feeling comfy. You're feeling confident. Huh?
So yeah, like we had a bit of a chat in the group chat about the lineup, and I've seen a bit of hoo-ha online saying that Slop's kind of disrespected the competition. And
I agree.
Rare.
Disrespect?
I
agree.
So I think that's just going a little bit too far, because if you look at the previous round, and granted, we played someone from either League One or League Two, I can't remember what league, Shrewsbury, and at Anfield, he played a similar team, might have been a little bit weaker. And if you go back and look at Plymouth's form, they've won 2 games in the last 17, which stretches back to when Rooney was there and with the new manager. And I look at that team, I saw that team and I was like, that team's going to do enough to get over the line. There shouldn't be any problems. Granted, Gomez went off within the first 10 minutes and then he had to bring on a youngster. But that kind of happened. But there was still enough quality on that pitch to get the job done. And Plymouth just wanted it more. And a lot of the senior players, I'd say bar Endo, failed to turn up.
So, just looking at the lineup, Isaac, yeah? Diaz, Jota, Chiesa, front 3. I mean, that's no joke, right?
Seasoned.
And I would argue, and many would argue, Jota might be, after Salah, the most dangerous finisher at your football club, right? Endo, okay. Harvey Elliott, all right. Gomez, Quansah. It's the defence, I think, where Isaac might be like, what's going on? Well, Tsimikas, he's not a starter, but he's a first-team regular. So I think I can count there 1, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, I would say 8 out of the 11 that I would, 7 out of the 11 that I would say.
8. No, I'd say 8.
No, Quansah. I wouldn't say Quansah or Kelleher. So, or McConnell.
Kelleher has played numerous Premier League games and has at times had people saying, should Alisson come back into the first team?
Sorry, I was thinking of the wrong keeper there. I was thinking of the guy. I'm thinking of Karius. Sorry. So yeah, Kelleher. Okay, so 8 out of the 11. So Isaac, where do you feel disrespected when we feel like there's 8 first-team regulars that have started this game?
If that's a mid-table, if that team we're playing sitting mid-table, regardless of form, he doesn't start that team. He adds in more first-teamers. What's happened here is he's looked at, as Keith said, form, and he's looked at where they sit in the table and he's gone, okay, this team will be fine. They'll be able to deal with them. But no, this is a championship team. So show them a bit of respect. Put in maybe start. All right, let's just say, the front 3, fine. They are what we'd call regular first teamers. But someone else should have been in that midfield that is a starter, considered a starter or a regular first teamer. Not a fringe player, not a youngster. Put someone in there outside of what was Elliott, that was at the top of the 3, right, Keith?
Yeah.
It was Elliott, McConnell, and Nyoni. Right. Fine. Elliott should have controlled the midfield, but I think we should have had maybe Mac or Grav or someone else in there as a seasoned player that would have taken control of that game.
So essentially, leaving Endo in there to do that job when he hasn't really showed that so far this season was a bit.
No, but wasn't Endo in defense?
He went back there after the sub was made.
Yeah,
he started in midfield.
So for me, that was it was poor decision making for me. The players didn't show up. There should have been a better showing from them in general, because any opportunity to get on the pitch when you're not a regular first teamer, you should be snatching with both hands. So whether it's the cups, whether it's a fringe team, whatever, if your aim is to become a regular first teamer, so games like these, you should be putting your best foot forward. But I think what we've seen today is just a best case of complacency. You know, they've gone on the pitch and thought, we're just going to turn them over. I think Slots underestimated the fact that it's the FA Cup. FA Cup magic is real. Regardless of where they are in the table, they're still a championship level team. So, you know, I think he should have treated it as such and maybe put a stronger team up.
And was this a situation where Liverpool played badly, or actually Plymouth played well? They were resolute, or a combo of the two?
I'd say it's a combo of the two, but with Plymouth, everyone was up for it. Like, no one had less than like an 8 rating.
Literally.
They were like putting the tackles in, winning the second balls, etc. Where a couple of Liverpool men just looked nervous. Like, there was a time in the second half, Quanta turned the defender and then just dribbled the ball off the pitch. Like, you had no pressure on you. Like, what are you doing? Like, Elliott, again, to Isaac's point, he's the one who could have taken the game by the scruff of the neck. He was on the ball a lot, but he was very wasteful with it. Like, overhitting passes, picking the wrong option, etc. And they defended very resolutely. Like, it was very hard for Liverpool to fashion any chances. Like, at half time, they only had one shot on target. And then when they went ahead, we didn't really respond. And then we didn't start really attacking their goal till the last kind of 10, 15 minutes of the match.
And then the hazard that's not Eden turned up. Cause
two good saves.
2 great saves. I mean, 97th minute to tip that over the bar for, I think the header was from Kwanzaa. It was a great performance. Especially when you consider that their defensive record is nothing to write home about.
Yeah, they conceded the most goals in the football pyramid, haven't they? So
it's unbelievable.
But these things happen, and I think the players will kind of learn from this, especially the fringe ones, because they haven't really been given much opportunity. Like, Slot isn't much of a rotator, and they just haven't taken their chances based on.
Yeah, because Slot, we talked about Slot will tinker in the game, but his starting 11. There's not much variation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry, Isaac.
These are the opportunities you've got to take. You know, if I'm Virgil, I'm steaming. You've knocked me out of a cup, another trophy. I'm on my day off. I'm sitting there watching the gap. Listen, when you lot get back to that training ground, I'm letting you lot have it. That's poor. It's poor. I'm sorry. It's absolutely poor.
And I guess to your point, it's not like Plymouth came, scored a couple of screamers, played the game of their life, right? You lose to an unnecessary penalty. I think that's an unnecessary penalty, if you ask me. Very unnecessary.
Yeah.
Why are your hands up there?
Yeah,
like that?
I saw it and I said, bro, what are you doing? But flip side, right? You're in 4 competitions, 1 final already, won the Champions League group, leading the Prem. Having the squad depth to maintain that across 4 competitions. Bro, having the squad depth to maintain that across 3 competitions is a joke. So the fact that you're doing that already is mental. It's February now. We've got 3 months of the season left. So something had to give, surely. It wasn't going to be Carabao Cup. You're already in the final.
I think the most frustrating thing about it is I understand what you're saying, something has to give, but that wasn't our strongest team. That wasn't our best foot forward. So to lose that opportunity is extremely disappointing. As a fan, I can only imagine what it'd be like as a first team player. We've seen what the effects are of challenging on four fronts with when Klopp done it, and how our team looked towards the end of the season, and then obviously into the next season with the lack of rest in terms of summer ahead. Probably right. Maybe this is a good thing, for our players to have that opportunity to down tools every once in a while and not have to think about a game every Wednesday weekend and then Wednesday and the weekend. I mean, that's what it's like for us now. We've got Everton on Wednesday, then we've got a game of the weekend, then we've got Aston Villa on the Wednesday after. So yeah, it's. I mean, it's just the silver lining, right? You do want to look for a silver lining in every disappointment, and that is, we do have the opportunity to rest. So, for the league and the Champions League, this is a good thing.
I think so. And also, when you think about the Carabao Cup final, is what in a couple of weeks. So, in reality, after this month, it's 2 comps, right? So that's the thing about going far in the Carabao Cup. It's done before what I would call the business end of the season. So it could be a blessing in disguise, but it's the second highest accolade in the land, right? So no one's going to be happy about it up in Liverpool. All right, so big result there for Plymouth. No disrespect to them, but when you make giant killings like this, you at least hope they go on, reach to a real late stage, but someone else will get them in the next round if this is a Prem team and probably do what you guys should have done today. Talking of controversial games, I guess, Manchester United 2, Leicester City 1.
Another giant killing.
Yeah, you wait for the Man U fans to catch you online. Well, look, I think one of the main talking points of this FA Cup round has been the lack of VAR, right? And as I said at the beginning, lots of people, every Premier League round, talking about how VAR is this, VAR is that, we need to go back, Even some of the public figures, Mickey Richards talking about he wants VAR gone. I'm sorry. You look at this game, right? And look at some of the goals. We'll come to Brighton, Chelsea, yeah? And the decisive goal in this game is a goal where 4 players from Manchester United were in an offside position. And I would even argue they were so offside, VAR wasn't needed. Like, the linesman should have seen that from where he was.
Oh, the linesman should have most definitely seen that.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, to give a quick recap, Leicester City take the lead through Decadova Reed. I hate saying his name. On the 42nd minute. Let's just say the first half was uninspiring from both teams. Then Zerchi equalises 68th minute. What's it called? A ricochet in the box, and he happens to be in the right place at the right time. Sidebar: does he wear shin pads, bro?
Most players
wear them small ones. You have to, innit?
Yeah.
Like,
No, but his ones must be. Must be the smallest in the history of man, because
have you not seen some of the shin pads that they wear? Some of these players,
his socks just about cover his Achilles, bro.
They're like this big. It's not literally. They're like this big.
Oh, mate. Every time I see him, I think, wow. Anyway, sorry. He equalises, and the game looks like it's going to extra time because are we doing FA Cup replays anymore? We're not, are we? I think he talked about this, yeah.
No.
Which I think is a shame for the smaller teams. But lo and behold, Bruno Fernandes, more stat padding, sends a free kick in the 93rd minute deep into Leicester's penalty area. And Harry Maguire is there to head it in at the far post, at the back post, head it into the far corner in a header that I think is reminiscent of something from when you watch, Liverpool teams beating teams in the 70s with Graham Souness and those guys playing. It looked like one of those goals.
You know, I will say that one thing I have to credit him for. He is a force in the air, an aerial force.
Yeah, he is.
I don't think United utilised that enough.
It's not the Amarim way.
They don't play for set pieces where that could be used.
Good.
And as an advantage. We saw that for England in the previous tournaments, and at his time at Leicester. I just don't think we've seen it enough at Manchester United. And I hear it. I mean, maybe that's not part of your philosophy, but it's a shame. You have a player like that who's a threat in the air. I mean, just look at Arsenal. Gab, Saliba, etc. Use the tools that you have. So the one thing I know I've got a pretty strong opinion on him as a player, but I think that is definitely one of his strengths.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Look, I know this game wasn't one to write home about, Keith, but where do you sit on this VAR debate for the FA Cup? Has this weekend proved the validity of it in the Premier League?
Yeah, it has. And ultimately, we've always said that VAR is... The technology is good. It's just the application of it that is kind of let VAR down, like the people in the room. And there's been instances in this game, we'll come on to a couple others, where the wrong call has been made because of the lack of VAR. So I think that's the case for it to be in play and stay for as long as they can get it right. But I think in whole, this result just covered up the ineptitude that Amorim has kind of delivered for Man United since he's been there. Like I said it in a couple of groups, Man United at home and not dominating the ball, it's just alien to me. Like considering I saw Man United through like the prime Fergie years, they're at home at Old Trafford and Leicester have turned up and are dominating the ball. Man United are chasing Leicester players all over the pitch.
But a key thing there for me is a poor Leicester side as well, right? Not a side that's, in form or whatever. It's a poor Leicester side that is struggling really badly in the Prem. And they're coming to Old Trafford and pulling strings. What we did?
The ball about. I think
I don't want to be knee-jerk. I don't want to be reactive. But you know how I feel about managers, yeah?
Yeah, no, I get it. And there were a few times last season where Ten Hag would be under pressure and then the team would just pull out a result and the pressure would ease off him a little bit. But in those games, the team would actually play like half decent. So like when they came to Anfield, they got the 0-0, decent performances. Man United are getting wins, and I know they say title-winning teams or good teams can play badly and win, but they're playing really poorly, and the opposition are just kind of giving them chances like Southampton, and yesterday was VAR getting them off the hook. They're playing really badly, and something needs to be done.
Isaac, I've got a question for you. Right now, Jim Ratcliffe's called you. It's Monday. Isaac, if you could have Eric, Ten Hag right now, or Ruben Amorim, who are you taking?
I'm staying with Ruben Amorim. I'll be real with you. Ten Hag. I hear what you're saying about the fact that they looked like they had some semblance of football about them when under Ten Hag and they were pulling out results and they actually looked decent, but I also don't believe that kind of fucking clue about what he was doing. I think the players were just bailing him out.
But the players aren't even bailing out Amorim.
No, you need to. So here's the thing: what Amorim should have done, which is what Slot's done, is come in, leave it as it is, and just improve what they have. All right, this is what they're used to. I didn't have a preseason. I've come in whenever I've come in, and I've got to ride it out to the end of the season. So a drastic change is not going to work here. These players they don't have any confidence. They don't seem to be working well. They don't seem to gel. If Ten Hag had any sort of philosophy, they would have picked it up. They haven't. So what makes you think that they're going to pick up Amorim's 3-4-3? They're not. So let's just leave it as it is because they would have been used to that. I'll improve that for now, ride it out to the end of the season, and then from there, I'll implement my 3-4-3.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
I think he's made too many drastic changes. The players are already in a rut, and they've just gone even further in. So I don't hold it against him, regardless of what the results are saying or the performances. I'll judge him in November after a window and a preseason.
Fair. But sorry, Jay. So I'd say, but don't you think because of his resistance to change now, it puts more pressure on him at the start of next season? So
probably so.
You can't have a poor end to this season and then have a poor start to next season.
No, exactly.
Then you start looking, well, your run of games that you haven't been performing stretches back to the previous season.
But that's why I said November, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly why I said November, because that's enough time for you to show us something.
And the thing is, to your point, Isaac,
you have September, October, and November.
Yeah, to your point, Isaac, and I'm not even expecting him to get there and immediately say, I'm going to keep Ten Hag thing. But after some training, after 3-4 games, you say, you know what? This is shaky. Let me go back to what they know, but we're just going to do that better. But I just think we talked about this philosophy football, like live and die on the hill of your philosophy. But it's getting to the point where your philosophy might cost you your job because you're applying it with a set of tools that can't execute what you want to execute.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if it wasn't for all the things swirling around it, PSR, finances, I honestly feel like his job could be in jeopardy, man. Honestly, bro. Honestly, like the stats are crazy. For 4 out of the last 6 games at home, they've lost. You know, even that performance, even though they go through, that performance was dire. But he's not in any danger. I don't think they can afford to fire him personally.
Let's look at Arteta when he first came in at Arsenal.
Yep.
He wasn't pulling up branches. He wasn't setting the world alight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at one point, I think they finished worse off than United or something. Right, exactly. So we need to give Amorim some grace in that instance, right?
If Arteta,
no, which is fine. But if Arteta can come in and underperform compared to the previous manager,
mm-hmm.
and then turn it around because it's taken him time to get to where he is now.
Yeah.
Then I think we can afford to give Amorim that same grace.
Is there an element of how bad though? Because Arteta was never flirting at these echelons of the table. He wasn't losing games at home the way he was.
He didn't inherit what Amorim inherited.
Fair.
In terms of culture, environment, in terms of player ability. Remember, Arteta took that team to an FA Cup trophy in his first season.
Are you saying that the Arsenal team that Arteta inherited was was better than this Man United one?
Yeah.
Because I'm not having that.
100%. Just Aubameyang alone.
100%.
Bro.
100%.
Yeah, Aubameyang aside, you think...
but you can't do that.
You can't do
he hasn't even got a striker that's doing... He hasn't even got a striker that's doing a quarter of what that Arsenal attack was doing. He's starting Kobe Mainoo, false 9, and then when he's bringing on strikers on, it looks worse.
I don't think
I would have to say, as dysfunctional as the Arsenal team was, bro, I would take that team. That team went to Europa League final season before. Like, you might have to take that team, bro. Aubameyang, Lacazette, even David Luiz, bro. Mesut Ozil was there. Like, as much as I hear what you're saying, and I whilst I don't agree with Isaac's overall point around the Arteta and thingy comparison, bro, that team was better, man. Surely. Even just component parts, it was better.
Yeah, maybe I've got to go back and have a look. But just on players, can I throw out a tin hat theory that's been brewing in my head?
Come on, Isaac loves one of those. Go on.
Do you think Amorim has been positioned as the fall guy for Ineos wanting to get rid of Rashford? Because if you listen to what Amorim's been saying, he's not doing well in training, he's not doing what I want him to do, blah, blah, blah. But then he goes to Villa, he's been there 6 days, and he puts in a fairly decent performance today. I know it's only a cameo, considering he hasn't played in what?
Sharp.
6 weeks?
Sharp.
6 weeks he hasn't played?
Can I add to your theory? Can I add to your theory as well? Apparently, he arrived there with the lowest body fat percentage of anybody in the Villa squad.
Yeah, I saw that.
And even though I take this with a pinch of salt because after you've just signed a really expensive loanee, you're not going to say otherwise. But he was training very well. So I don't think Amorim. Oh, okay. Sorry, I read your question as he's almost part of bringing him in was part of that. But I do think that Amorim's been given instructions, and he's been told to make it football related because the math's not mathing.
I think the wages Ineos were like, nope, can't do it.
Yeah,
and they've used Amorim as the sounding board to get him out, because from what he's saying to the performance that he's put in, it doesn't correlate. Yeah. And the reason why I said that is because if you go back to the game against Leicester, they offered nothing until Garnacho came onto the pitch. And the fact that you're relying on Garnacho to be your star player when you're down in the doldrums against Leicester, yeah, I'm not buying the whole Rashford thing. I might be wrong. I might just be like throwing something out there.
No, you're not the first person to say it. The maths is mathing. Isaac, I don't know what you think, and also the way they've done the deal, Aston Villa pick up, I think it's 60 or 70% of the wages, which then rise to 90% of the wages depending on performance. Yeah. You multiply that over the rest of the season, that's a lot of money.
I mean, it's not hard to believe it. Look at Gilmore not Gilmore, Scott McTominay at Napoli. You know, he left United. They said he wasn't what they needed or what they wanted to move forward. And he's had a very good time so far at Napoli. Anthony in one game, man of the match, and I think it was an assist or a goal.
Two man of the
matches, and then he scored in the second game. Great finish.
So, and then Rashford comes on today for 20, 25 minutes. And like I said, he looked a lot sharper than we've seen him at United. Now, a lot of that will be down to environment and how you feel about said environment, which will then correlate to your output on the pitch. So maybe this is him being in a better environment. I mean, if you look at the Villa squad, there are a lot of younger boys, younger lads that are around similar age, between like 20 and 28. He's going to fit right in, and they're all probably, like him in terms of, out off the pitch environment and what they're into and things like that. So no, but that matters, you're in a team where there's a lot of different personalities and and cultures. You might not mesh with none of that, or, you come into another team where, look at Sancho at Chelsea. Coming to another team where you relate more to the players around you, and everyone's putting their effort in, so that just naturally you want to put more of an effort in also. So, and
then to add to that, as well, new surroundings, fresh start, fresh manager, blah blah blah. Exactly. So look, I mean, key. I don't think it's too much of a tinfoil hat thing. I think if there's anything we do know from outside looking in, finances are driving a lot of the decisions at Manchester United at the moment, right? Probably more so than normal, and whether football is still the main driver, I wouldn't call into question, but I think finances is a very, 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 very close second. I mean, like you said, you get Anthony and Rashford off the wage bill. It's a lot of money you're saving a week. If we're to believe the figures, close to $500,000 a week, right? If clubs are picking those up, so yeah. But look, another tepid performance by Manchester United. They get away with it. Lack of VAR, bad officiating. Everyone needs a bit of luck, but another poor performance from United. I'm really intrigued to see what comes of Amorim, but I think the whole thing about it being the players has already worn thin, and now everyone is looking at him and what he's doing and how he's doing as a coach and what he's doing with those players. I would say.
One last thing on that before we move on is, if the players are not the issue, and we've had multiple managers come in, and it's still not picking up, is it not then that there's something else? Maybe something at a deeper level within the club?
Yeah, I would agree. It's like Tottenham. People, you speak to Tottenham fans, they're not having it about just the coach or just the players. They want Levy and the leadership gone. I think to use friend of the pod, Ash's term, it's a cocktail of things that have all come together. And I think you're right, bro. I think the Ineos thing was an attempt to make a change leadership level. I think they've made the inevitable mistakes that people can make when they've just come in the door, right? Dan Ashworth, we don't talk about it enough, but that's a huge mistake. Expensive one.
Unbelievable.
Right? Expensive. You paid for him to get out of his, you paid compensation to get him out of Newcastle. You wait for the gardening leave, and he's gone in less than a year. I don't think he, even did
6
a year
months.
there. 6 months, there you go. Obviously, we've had the manager piece and then the player piece. We can't, as much as we're unhappy with what Amorim's saying about Rashford's professionalism and his integrity in training, as a player, Rashford hasn't really been doing it. There's so many players who could point to that squad, Anthony, etc. So I think it's a combination of things, bro. And I actually don't think there's any of those elements have actually been fixed. I think Ineos are rubbing the fans up the wrong way. I think they're doing it too much as a business, which I know sounds silly when it's a club of Manchester United size. But if you don't want to factor more of the fan and sentiment stuff into it, don't go into football business then. Because unfortunately, you have to take into account so many things you can't put in a spreadsheet, right? And we're seeing that now with them raising the prices and how the fans are taking it. You're not in London, bro. You're north of Manchester. Yeah, minimum price of £66-70. I'm sure I can get Arsenal tickets that are cheaper than that. I'm sure I can, right? So I think you're right, and I just don't think that any of those have been fixed yet. Now, if Amorim takes the Arteta route or does what I think he's going to do, that team will be lots of young players who won't really have the career capital or CV to challenge him in any way. I don't think it's a secret that when you look at who Arteta got at the club, it was players of a certain age, of a certain profile, which his authority probably didn't have as much effect on. And I think Amorim's going that way. So someone said to me, Man United have finished for another 5-6 years, and I thought they were exaggerating, but as I sit here today, I believe it.
Yeah, and my take on it, on the kind of the question that Isaac had, is that if you look at Man United's on-field performances since Fergie left, that's dwindled. So a lot of their previous prize money revenue has diminished. So where they haven't really had to focus heavily on the off-the-field business aspect, because it came hand in hand, didn't it? So you win trophies, you get all the deals. Where they don't really have that capital on the pitch anymore, it's harder to get like the branding deals and the sponsorship. And if you don't qualify for certain competitions, your revenue is not as high from the sponsors, etc. So I think now they've, in the latter part of the Gladiators and with Ineos, they seem more focused on the off-the-field business, trying to get that back up to parity, how it used to be when that was generated off, kind of complemented by on the pitch. Because it's not happening on the pitch, they're like, right, we need to do all we can off the pitch, and that's where all their focus seems to be going. And obviously, like you just said, you can't really run a football club if you put the business side first. So, yeah, let's see.
All right, Manchester United, the gift that keeps on giving. I'm loving it, not going to lie. Looking forward to whatever Netflix, Disney Plus, whoever you are, dramatization of it. I will be there front and centre. Moving on now. This match really annoyed me. Newcastle United away to Birmingham City, pushed closely. Birmingham 2, Newcastle 3. I think, again, rotation. I think Eddie Howe rotated quite a bit, but Birmingham really, really pushed them. They went ahead, made it 1-0 in the first minute. But at this point, you always think it's too early. You guys have gone too early. It's fine. I think even keep putting a group Newcastle will be fine. It's all right. And to your point, they've equalised on the 21st minute, and then Birmingham, and then they go ahead 26th minute. So you're like, business as normal, it's all good. Birmingham say no. and equalise on the 40th minute. So it's the first half and we've had 4 goals. So wonderful FA Cup game. I think contrary to the Plymouth match, excuse me, contrary to the Plymouth match, Birmingham turned up. They were playing well. It was more about them playing well rather than Newcastle kind of playing badly. And then it kind of settles goal-wise, but Birmingham were really, really pushing to the point where Eddie Howe makes a couple of changes. Tonali comes on half-time. And that was injury-driven, but Tonali probably came on a bit earlier than he wanted. Fabian Schär comes on, 55th minute, Burn goes off. So they were making changes. And by the end of the game, the shape of the team looked more like the team Arsenal faced in midweek rather than a team that's playing lower league opposition. But a really good FA Cup tie. And then Willock breaks hearts in the 82nd minute, sending Newcastle through. Guys, did you see any of this game?
Yeah, I saw it, and it was a good game. And I think with Birmingham, you've got to kind of look at them realistically and be like, they're a championship team in League One because they've got the budget of a championship team. So, it was always going to be a difficult game for Newcastle. Wilson, I forgot he was still playing football, to be honest. When he popped up with his goal, I was like, rah! You know that Ian Wright meme? It's like, oh, you're alive. It was one of them ones. But,
he was actually due back sooner, but he had another injury setback.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay. Yeah. But, Birmingham can feel aggrieved by the goal that went against them. I've still got one foot in the goalkeepers union. And that would be very, very disappointing that goal was given, considering the I don't think the liner was even in line. Like, it was very hard for him to
but
get
don't they have to use goal line technology?
No, because it still counts as like
VAR.
like the unfair advantage in it.
I thought I saw.
So it's got to be common throughout the whole round.
I thought I saw an FA Cup game where they said he's got goal line technology. I thought the commentator said that. So no goal line technology as well as VAR.
Yeah. Because that goal would have been given over.
I thought it was there. Are we going to talk about that thunder rocket from Iwata?
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
You know, he hit it sweet. Sweet. If you ask him to do it again, he won't do it. You know.
Nah. That shot was so pure. It almost looked like it was going to rip off the net. Absolutely.
And that's what you need. That moment there, you're 2-1 down to a Prem team. Everyone just gives everyone a lift. 5 minutes for half time. Just gives everyone a lift, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it was good, man. Like you say, it was a good FA Cup game, and over the last kind of few years, and I think it's mainly from certain kind of media corners, they've tried to diminish the FA Cup, etc. Like, we said, it's lost its sparkle a little bit, but I think games like this make it what the FA Cup was, isn't it? Like, smaller team challenging the bigger teams, bit of heartbreak either way. Like, yeah, I like the FA Cup, man.
It's not necessarily just the media, though, is it? It's the FA as well. Because if the FA actually put more emphasis on the cup itself and they didn't move it because of other stuff, other commitments, or they didn't, like it actually stayed on the Saturday, etc., or things like that. Like, if they put importance on all these things, it would still have some sort of...
I agree, man.
Importance, right? I agree. I think the FA have allowed it to be diminished.
And they're trying to claw that back now, which I give them credit. So, like, there's not going to be Premier League games on the same day as the FA Cup anymore, because like that was just like the craziest move ever.
Well, the FA Cup final one was the maddest one.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, on the FA Cup final weekend, there's not going to be Premier League games scheduled, because that was just crazy doing that. I still think the semi-final should go back to neutral venues, but we know the FA are broken. I still can't believe they're saying they're paying off for Wembley still.
I would love for that to happen.
Yeah,
I've got a controversial view on that.
Old Trafford and Villa Park, wasn't it? The venues.
Yeah,
but part of that was the travel was really tough on certain fans. Like, if you had like Newcastle and Southampton going to Villa Park, I remember at the time it was crazy trains. I've got a controversial view.
That's even worse. It's even worse being at Wembley.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's even worse being at Wembley.
That's why I think, for me personally, it sounds mad, but it should just go back to the draw. So Arsenal versus Liverpool semi-final. Whoever gets lucky to be drawn at home gets the home advantage. Just look at the draw. You have that in other sports.
Nah, man. I think. Look. The games being at Old Trafford and Villa Park essentially is the midpoint of the UK, of England, right? So, if your team makes it, the fans, everyone's got to travel to the same distance, essentially, right? With it being at Wembley, if you're a Newcastle fan, you've got a harder travel than a fan from Brighton, etc. So,
I remember 3 years ago when we played Manchester City in the semi-final. The weekend of that semi-final, there were no trains running from Manchester or Liverpool. That was the weekend of the cup semi-final.
2 teams from North East going all the way to Wembley.
So they had to get coaches and stuff down. So but so the FA are trying to kind of redeem themselves a little bit, but still a bit of work to do. But I still love the FA Cup.
Yeah, we talked about it before. I think I think Isaac made the point about them running it, and I think I said there's just lots of small things they don't do, and I think they could take a leaf out of the Americans, right? Like some of the things around the FA Cup, the broadcasting of it, the marketing of it. There should be a FA Cup fantasy game. So it's just those things. Like look at the Premier League. Look how the Premier League markets itself. What they've done with the app. What they've done with the website, etc. FA have the resources. Like let's not act like they've got the resources. They need to make that competition more of a thing and make it more appealing to today's football crowd. And I think that's what the Premier League has done the best out of all the leagues. Right? People talk about the money, etc. But I think what the Premier League have done in terms of marketing, what they've done. Look at fantasy football and that's an industry in itself now. Like fantasy Premier League is an industry in itself now. People are bringing out paid apps, AI. People are paid now. They've made a job out of being good at fantasy Premier League. So I definitely think the FA are missing a massive trick there, marketing wise. And then, unfortunately, that's where you have to go for that competition to become a bit more important. And the ultimate demonstration of that is the Carabao Cup. That's the ultimate demonstration of not doing anything, and then you will see the respect your competition gets.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned it after the last round. Like stretching the round over 5 days again makes no sense to me. Like there was a game Friday, had fixtures yesterday, today. There can be games tomorrow, and then the last game is Exeter v someone on Tuesday, and that's just going to get buried in Man City v Real Madrid. Like no. Unless you support those two teams, you're not gonna watch it. I don't mind the Friday game, fair enough, but by the Sunday, it should all be wrapped up. Done. Do the draw.
To be honest, it should have all been wrapped up by Saturday. Get it all out of the way on one day. Get it as many games as we can. That's I hear. All right, let it stretch out to Sunday, fine, whatever. But I think Friday and then all done by Saturday. There needs to be a concerted effort to make the FA Cup great again. In the words of Donald Trump, they need to make the FA Cup great again. I think
this goes back to the point you've made, Isaac. Too many games. Yeah. Just all around, there's just too many games. Yeah. That's why Exeter is playing the FA Cup game on the same night Man City are playing Real Madrid. Because before, the Champions League would have been running in so many consecutive weeks.
No.
So,
too many games.
Yeah, too many games. All right. I think the last game we want to really focus on before I do a roundup of the FA Cup. We've got Brighton and Hove Albion. I never get to say the full name, to be fair. But at home to Chelsea. Brighton came away 2-1 winners. The Chelsea inconsistent form continues. Rutter, I think that's how you say his name, puts Brighton ahead in the 12th minute. Actually, that's a lie.
It was an own goal.
There was an own goal for Bruggen. Put Chelsea ahead in the 5th minute. Rutter equalises in the 12th. I don't think it was a fantastic game either way. What do you guys think for that first half?
I thought it was interesting. There were what I noticed. There were little individual battles all over the park. Right. Okay. So one that I liked was left back Lamptey. Sorry, Tarek Lamptey against whoever came against him. It was for the most part. I think it was Neto and then Madueke at one point, but it was high intensity in the individual battles. At one point, Neto made Lamptey touch grass. Give him a little jinky majinky. And then you saw Lamptey absolutely rattling Madueke. So I thought for that aspect, I enjoyed it. I thought they were like nice little individual battles. But as you said, Chelsea's inconsistency. It's just...
Yeah, it's frightening, isn't it?
It's unbelievable with the amount of talent that they have as well.
Yeah. If you speak to Maresca at this stage, and I would tend to agree with them, at this stage, the inconsistency is probably expected. But I would flip it a little bit and say that's partly some of his inexperience, right? Because Pochettino, if you look at Pochettino's record towards the end of last season, and it's a point and makes a friend Anton makes regularly. By the time he got hold of the team and knew what his team was, etc., the last 2 or 3 months of last season, Pochettino was doing all right with them. So that whole thing when Maresca says, "I was early in the project," etc., bro, you're early in the project as well. You're early in Project Maresca at your career because some of that is showing. And then 57th minute, Matoma scores a goal that doesn't stand. I was going to say the Premier League doesn't stand in any competition that uses VAR, right? How many handballs in that going on to the goal? 2, maybe 3?
Yeah, at least 2.
At least 2. But again, did we need VAR for the ref to be like, yo, you lot, that's not a goal? We did not need VAR for that. So that's probably an argument to say these guys are, I don't want to say they become reliant on it, but it was very blatant. It was very, very blatant.
It's obvious why VAR was brought in.
Yeah, but fix the root source. Fix the root cause. Yeah. The standard of refereeing, I've said it for time. Standard for refereeing in this country is poor. For the level of Premier League we have and with this, with that, the standard of refereeing in this country is an absolute joke, in my opinion. And I would argue...
needed this.
Sorry?
I'm not saying Hertha needed this win, considering the drubbing that they got.
Yeah.
Was it last week? Yeah, the 7-0 was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, they needed this. And I think with Chelsea, they've... I think they're a bit fortunate that everyone else around them is not playing up to par.
Yeah.
Like they're 4th in the league, granted, but they're going to want to win the Europa Conference League. Like I saw that they brought in Palmer and a couple others into the squad for the latter end, which I knew was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, you called it.
But they're going to start playing, so was it Saturday or Thursday, Sunday, from like March onwards. So if those guys are playing twice a week, and we've seen when they've had to play twice a week with the starters, like the big boys, they haven't been able to maintain the form. So I think he might have to concede the league or the Europa Conference. I don't know
if I'm having that key. You've got more players. You've got more players that you can shake a tree at.
Yeah,
like rotate accordingly then.
But it's the quality of players. Like we said, I think all these players, like Palmer, exceptional. You could say Caicedo to a degree, very good, but he's been a bit indifferent. But everyone around them, you could say they're going to be really good in a year, 18 months, 2 years' time. They're not prime now.
But apart from the defence, so you talked about centre midfield there. So you got Lavia. I know he's not fit at the moment, but you got Lavia, you got Caicedo, you've got Enzo Fernandez, right? On the wings, Madueke, Neto, Sancho. I can't remember. I've left someone out. They've got at least 2 players for each position in those areas. Up front, okay, you got Jackson. They got rid of João Felix. I don't know, man. I just feel like there's enough there where the Europa Conference League should not be thrown off their Champions League challenge. There's enough players there.
But again, like,
but defense, I'll give you 100% defense.
But we spoke about like teams like Bournemouth being ahead of schedule, etc. Like, do you not think Maresca's Chelsea, like being in the top 4? Do you not think he's ahead of schedule being in the top 4?
No. Poch was doing it. He was doing it.
My view on Chelsea is this: the quality of player that they have is they have like very good individuals.
Yeah,
I don't think they have a team,
which is Maresca's job, right?
Right, but you also need like the glue. You need the players that are the glue. I think they don't have any players that are the glue. I think Caicedo try as the play as the guy in the middle that breaks up the play. I think they need more players like him, but in other positions, right? Players that are going to do the dirty work. They're not here to be individuals or play hero ball or do whatever they need to do or think that they need to do. They just need more experience. So someone like a Thiago Silva in that defense, or like how in his last season, what he did for Chelsea defense, they should have brought someone else in a similar mold like that. Someone that's got experience, that's going to take command of the defense and bring the quality of the players around him up. They need that up top as well. They've got good, Jackson's a decent striker. Don't get me wrong, but I think they need someone that knows what they're doing, that's seasoned, that can bring the level up of the players around him up. I don't think Chelsea have that. I think they have a very good team full of individual talents. Yeah, they're just not a team yet.
Agreed.
Which is where what you see in all this inconsistency.
And when you talk about the defense, I just remembered, bro, they sold Koulibaly they got rid of him to Saudi, right? These are the times that I know Thiago was 37, 38. Koulibaly is what, 33, 34? No, he could have been doing that. And it was a big contract from the old days, right? They wanted to. I said the old days. Hold on, was it Abramovich's Chelsea that bought Koulibaly? No, it was Clear Lake.
No,
it was the new guys that bought Koulibaly.
It was Abramovich's Chelsea.
Was it Abramovich?
Yeah,
Clear Lake have been in. This is their second season. They came in start last season.
Yeah. So because I know their thing was we need to get rid of these Abramovich contracts.
I think they sold him. I think that's where all the dodgy dealings where they were saying like they were selling. Getting all these millions for these players to these Saudi clubs.
Yeah. So look, another loss for Marasca, but again, actually, could be a blessing in disguise. Some more headroom. I think it's a cup that even a team at Chelsea, like where they are in their project or their journey, the FA Cup throws up things all the time. So it could have been something they could have looked to really go as far as they could have, but. Keep to your point, Europa Conference League, trying to get in the Champions League, anything that gives them a bit of headroom will probably be very welcome. So now you're just in two competitions. Take your breaks when you can. But as you say, Brighton needed a win. And for teams like Brighton, the FA Cups, the Carabao Cups are opportunity to show some progression. So they're through to the next round off the back of a pretty dismal run. Just to round up some of the other key results, Wolves, another win, beating Blackburn Rovers away 2-0. Again, do they need the distraction of the FA Cup? I would argue not, but you know what? Let's take it. They're going to need to take every joy they can out of this season. Yeah. I know they're out of the relegation zone at the moment, but there's a long way to go. Fulham, I don't want to say scraped, but got past Wigan Athletic 2-1 away again. Some of these away games in the league opposition are not easy. Southampton lost to Championship Burnley. Southampton, man.
They were unfortunate though. They had a few chances before Burnley scored. Edwards back in England getting the winner.
Edwards on his debut after his move from Sporting Lisbon, which caused some debate in our group as to whether that was a smart move or not. Time will tell. Bournemouth carried on their good form, beat Everton 2-0 away from home. Semenyo with a very interesting penalty. Did you guys see that?
Yep, Julian Dix. That's how he used to take him.
Is that how Julian Dix used to? I thought he just used to run up and smash it down the middle. Did he do that whole...
he'd put it down, walk away, then just turn and do the laces through it.
Yeah, it's nice. One of those ones, it looks nice when it goes in. If he misses that, it looks like an absolute choker. 2-0 away with Everton. I think that's David Moyes' first or second loss, but it's FA Cup. I don't think he cares. I don't think he could care less, mate. Ipswich won away 4-1 against Coventry Town. City, I don't even want to say scraped, but it felt like that at times. A 2-1 away win at Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient were good money for a draw. If that gone to extra time, City could not have complained.
They should have equalised as well. I can't remember the name of the guy who missed a chance, but
should have equalised.
Good effort from the gentleman who struck the crossbar when it came off the keeper for the first goal.
Yeah, most definitely. So yeah, another great round of the FA Cup. Speaking of cups, I want to very quickly, and especially in Arsenal's case, very quickly touch on the League Cup games in midweek. For those of you who follow and will listen to football podcasts but don't know what the status was, Tottenham had an unlikely 1-0 lead going into their game away at Anfield, whilst Arsenal were trailing 2-0 from their home leg, had to go to St James's Park and score at least 3 goals unanswered to make their way through. Yeah, let's start with the Arsenal game.
Serious question: did you actually think you lot had a chance? No, genuine question.
I thought we had a chance to worry Newcastle. I didn't think we had a chance to go through, but I thought we'd at least make them think, "Ooh, we can't throw this away." Do you know?
Yeah.
We didn't do that at all. At all. I don't think there's any point Newcastle was worried in that 90 minutes.
What did you think before the game, Keith?
I thought Arsenal were going to go there and win, just purely off the fact of they were on a high after beating Manchester City quite convincingly for the last half an hour of the game last week, and that Newcastle had lost their previous 2 league home games. I thought Arsenal go there, put it on them. I thought the first goal was always going to be crucial, and I thought Arsenal were going to get it. I was wrong.
I had not a chance in hell.
Yeah, of course you didn't.
And that's not...
Of course you didn't.
Banner aside, not a chance in hell. There's no way that you lot were going to get a result from Newcastle at home with Alexander Isak leading that line. Yeah, for some reason, when he plays against you lot, it's like it's a personal vendetta. The way he played at the Emirates, the way he was in between the lines, just non-stop movement, your defence couldn't cope with him. Again, same thing, bullying you lot, bullying your defenders. He was all over it. I think
even before it got to him and the defenders, the passing was sloppy. They were second to the ball, and we all knew this. All of us people without coaching matches, we said it. You're gonna go there, and they're going to be onto you. And it's just like mentally, that man couldn't handle it. It's like only Declan Rice was ready to fight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like everyone else, Gabriel as well. But I feel like Gabriel, you could throw him in Gladiator 2 and he'd fight. He'd fight, right? So apart from them two, it's just like, what are you doing? And then you get the usual rubbish. Martinelli's rubbish. He's so predictable on the wing. Doesn't offer much threat. You know, he's such a play in behind. Let him cross the ball in. You know, the simple, repetitive stuff. He just offers no threat. If you're a left back, you face him up and he's giving the ball in front of you, you're all right for the night. You are fine. Yeah. He's not going to use any guile or any ingenuity to get past you. Yeah. You saw that when Waneri came on for him. Immediately, he's dropping his shoulder. He's taking the fullback to the byline. You didn't see any of that with Martinelli.
And that's what I said in the group. Like, you shouldn't really say this, but it might be a blessing in disguise that Martinelli got injured, because you saw the impetus that Waneri had when he came on.
Straight away.
Like, give me the ball, and he was like going down the outside, cutting inside, trying to get the crosses in, try and do something. He just gave so much more than what Martinelli had offered in that game and previous games.
100%. So, Thomas Partey, he was good with the ball, but you see, as soon as he'd have the ball, it was like he was running with ankle weights. It was mad. Every time Newcastle transitioned, mental. Absolutely mental. He was fighting against the wind. Fighting. So, yeah, you know, I think Lewis Skelly had a decent game, but the Trossards, the Havertz, the way Havertz is so easy to wind up is so frustrating at home. Like, just be smart about it, mate. You know what their game's going to be. You're playing away from home. Use your head. They wound him up. He's doing stupid things. He's going for the player instead of going for the ball. There was one at the end where he tried to get a penalty. Bro, try and score a goal. How about that? Just try and score. But he's more worried about the defender. Anyway, Isak was a problem. The only bad thing he didn't do was score. Like, his performance deserved the goal. You know, the first one that was lucky enough to be ruled offside.
Great finish.
Then the left foot attempt that hit the post for Jacob Murphy to tap in.
It's more so about the build-up. It's more so about the build-up to that attempt.
Yeah.
The 1-2, holding off the defender.
Still off.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Crazy. Like
most informed striker at the moment. And he's definitely...
I agree.
If they manage to hold on to him into this summer, I'll be surprised.
Genuinely. I agree. Like all the Seskos, all the Benjamin Seskos, all of that. It's him and Isaac this summer, man. I don't even think Gyökeres. I think Gyökeres is like they're like 1A and he's 1B, maybe 1C, right? This summer, but I don't. If you're not dropping a quick 130, Newcastle aren't even picking up the phone. I don't think.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And that's the case. So great win for them. It just feels like I can't believe I forgot Newcastle's manager's name. Eddie Howe has got Arteta's number. He knows how to play against Arteta. Tactically, he wins the battle every time. And that was just another example of it, if you ask me. So yeah, and I just thought it was so funny. I mean, they played 5 at the back. Everyone behind the ball, whenever they lost it, everybody, Isak, everybody. It was a real. There's kind of setups that Arsene Wenger used to complain about, But fair play to them. They did it well. Everyone played their part. And Newcastle are through to a final and possibly end their drought. And I wouldn't mind that, actually. I wouldn't mind Newcastle, a club of their size, picking up their first trophy for some time. Anyone but Tottenham winning the trophy, I'm pretty alright with, to be fair. So,
I would have said that if Liverpool were in the final, but
oh yeah, obviously, yeah, of course. Which is a nice segue into the Liverpool Spurs game. I mean, Spurs come in 1-0 up. They didn't even try. Listen, it took you lot to the 34th minute to score. But it was so inevitable from the first 5 minutes. Peppering that goal. Peppering them from all angles. I think they put up a stat halfway through the first half. I think possession was 74% Liverpool. Why did they bother?
Yeah, that's just like you after putting in such a kind of resolute performance at home against Liverpool, getting the 1-0 win, you think, right, we can go to Anfield and like just do something in it. And I said to I think it was another Liverpool supporter that if Ange comes to Anfield and plays the same style of football, like there's something wrong with him. Like you're 1-0 up, you can just protect the lead, innit? Like Liverpool have to score. You don't have to play your rock and roll football. You don't have to entertain, etc. Just go and do what you need to do to get to the final. And he didn't do that, and they got outplayed. They got outfoxed. And granted, like Son hit the crossbar in the second half. I think Jed Spence had a effort in the second half as well. But other than that, it was never in doubt.
Was it outfoxing? I mean, we just were too much for them. I don't even think it was a case of we did anything specifically. I just think we turned up. Under the lights at Anfield on a midweek. It's tough for anyone, but it just looked like we just turned up. We just walked on the pitch and said, "All right, let's just get rid of them." Do you know what I mean? You got lucky in the first game, but now you're here. Now you're at Anfield. Let's see what you've got. We just blew them off the park.
But at least lower the probability of that. Like, come and respect where you are.
This is Tottenham, and whatever they're going through at the moment, whether it is Ange and his tactical inability, or his stubbornness, or the board, and the environment that they've created, or the players just down in tools, whatever it is, this is just Spurs at the moment. And it was, I don't think there was any doubt whatsoever. I don't know if I was expecting 4-0, but I knew we would win.
Yeah, we get through.
Yeah. Well, another loss for Ange Postecoglou. I mean,
he's only got the Europa League now to back up his claims of I went to thinking my second season, mate.
Yeah, of course you do. And funnily enough, Kieran, friend of the pod, Spurs supporter, he was giving me lip this week about, well, obviously after Arsenal had gone out to Newcastle, well, I still have hope of 3 cups, and I was like, what cups? And he said, yeah, Carabao, FA Cup, and Europa. So I reminded him today, well, 2 of those are gone, innit? So I wonder how much can change in 3 days. So yeah, and of course they've lost today to Aston Villa 2-1. I don't even know. I can't even. Yeah, Spurs.
Yeah, but yeah, it should be a good final. Like if you base it on the league game up at St James's Park, when was that? Back in December, was it? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, should be a good game.
That was the Isak scored that game, didn't he?
Yeah, he scored that ripper.
Got ahead of Van Dijk and slapped it. Yeah.
Kelleher had made a mistake to give them the equaliser. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
No, that's going to be a good one. That's definitely going to be a good one. And I think 2 managers that respect the competition, like they're there to win it and do it well. So, yep, another cup competition that Arteta has departed. So, yeah. Couple of bits left to talk about. We need to do a bit of a draft. We need to pick this up NFL style, but before we go on to that, Keat is our radar for nonsense fans on the internet complaining about things they don't need to on the internet. Yeah. I think this week's episode of that is Arsenal's warm weather training camp in Dubai. Do you want to elaborate a bit more on that?
Yeah, so this kind of comes off Arsenal getting knocked out of the FA Cup early this season. Obviously gives them 2 weeks off following the semi-final, whether they had won or lost it. They were always planning to go to Dubai this weekend for, as John said, some warm weather training. Gabriel Martinelli's missus posted a picture on Instagram of him looking jolly, should we say, in the sunshine. He reposted it and since has received some backlash from some disgruntled Arsenal fans saying, one, why are the wives with them? That's an Arteta issue. And 2, why are they looking so jovial considering Arsenal have just been knocked out of a cup competition and that's the only reason why they're in Dubai? So the question is, after last season, they went to Dubai, again because they got knocked out of the FA Cup early, and when they came back quite invigorated and they put on a really good challenge. I think they only dropped points against Aston Villa after they came back from Dubai last year. So obviously Arteta's looking to do that again. The question is, should fans be disgruntled that Arsenal are in the position to be able to go to Dubai, or should they just be like, right, this is a reset to try and get the season back on track?
What were they disgruntled about? The fact that Wags were there? And it seems more like a holiday?
And he looked happy in the picture that was posted.
Yeah, look, Isaac, you go, man, because you know me, I'll just start. You.
I genuinely don't have nothing to say here. So it's all nonsense. I mean, because they're professional footballers and they're paid handsome sums of money, they're not allowed to have a life outside of football. It's nonsense. It's literally that. Like, what do you expect him to do? Be sat in a cupboard reading lines, reading and writing lines, or watching endless videos of how to beat a player? Like, what? Come on, man. Once they leave Colney or they leave the Emirates, they're allowed to have a life. So get over
it. And for me, that warm weather training, I think if you're Arteta, you can kill a few birds with one stone, right? Like, you can get back-to-back days of training, no games interrupting things, right? You can bring the families along, so the players almost get like a mid-season holiday. So you're in Dubai in the evenings, they're with their families. And we know how much these guys travel. There's so many. We just talked about how many games there are. All this stuff, right? So actually, it's a win-win. If you go out there and say no families, I think again, it's another week away. It's another where the players are away. So actually, bringing the wives and girlfriends and kids, I think it's very smart. Actually, very smart. And by the time you're getting to the end of the season and man are quick to jump on the holidays, I could be like, well, listen, it's not like we didn't have a little, we didn't have a little half termer, a little half term in January, Feb. So I just think we're in a time now, as you said, Isaac, man. Any reason for fans to kind of have irrational thoughts? If you're not winning, then the footballer's life needs to be a misery. Or we need to see them in constant pain. But it's just a job. So I'm more worried about.
Highlights the hypersensitivity of some online football fans, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and I think there's the deeper issue there for me is the lack of responsibility that a lot of these media pundits and commentators on the game take for how they kind of stoke the narrative, right?
Yeah.
So I've talked about it before. Gary Neville and his cabal, they don't really take much care with the stuff that they say on their podcast and the stuff that they talk about and what fires that lights, and they always take a very narrow view. We had a lot of the talk about the Miles Lewis Skelly stuff after the Man City game and the stuff Jason Cundy is saying and people like that. So I think a lot of the fan narrative, hypersensitivity, all that stuff is actually an unfortunate kind of, effect of everyone trying to get their clicks up, get their views up, so Huel can pay them more money to advertise their drinks on their pods. And I think it's a crazy cycle. And I don't know, Isaac, you can talk a little bit more to this than me, but I feel again like we're America minus 5-10 years. They've had all of this, right? They've got super mega personalities from podcasts and all that stuff in their sports. And you see a lot of the die-hard fan behaviour and stuff over there, and we're heading to that way in this country.
Yeah, we're heading into a... What's the best way to describe this? It's an environment whereby the fans kind of dictate the way the teams act and the way they handle situations, right? Yeah. And whereas a few years ago it was very club led, the fans just went with it. They didn't really have a say, and things like Arsenal Fan TV and these social media personalities that are popping up and now dictating how these clubs react to situations and scenarios. It's an interesting time ahead, but the way fans, the voice that fans have nowadays because of social media, it's just it's one that needs to kind of be tamed before it becomes something that it's going to rear its ugly head, and it's going to be something that we're all left shocked by. The outcome. Something's going to happen, and we're all going to be like,
Yeah, agree.
Okay, we didn't need, we weren't expecting this.
It shouldn't have gone this far, but but it's too late, and people aren't having the kind of conversations we're having now around this, right?
Exactly.
So interesting. In short, guys, it's not that serious.
It's not that deep.
Martinelli playing not great on the pitch doesn't mean that he can't enjoy the break time between trainings or the evening in Dubai with his missus. Yeah, and in fact, I hope that because she's there and he can see her more, he will actually put in a good cross or beat his man when he gets back. Yeah,
exactly
that. All right, time for the draft. I already know who's going to have the most controversial team, Isaac. So, how are we starting this, Isaac? Talk to us. Let's go.
Yeah, explain it for the listeners.
Okay, so in with the Super Bowl literally around the corner, in good old American football fashion, we are going to do a Premier League fantasy draft. So each of us are going to say what our formation is, and then we're going to take it in turns. We're going to go in rounds, so 11 rounds. Well, 12 actually, because we're going to pick a manager as well. So there's going to be 12 rounds, 3 picks. Keith has a pick, John has a pick, I have a pick, and then the round will reset. Obviously, what order we go in, we haven't decided yet. We will do, but the rules are you can't have more than 3 players from one team in your team. So, if you pick Salah, Trent, and Virgil, that's it. You can't pick any more Liverpool players. If you pick a midfielder, that midfielder has to be slotted into a midfield position. That midfielder can't be Declan Rice at a centre back just because you want him in your team, etc. And so forth. You can't put a centre back up front. What was there one more rule after that? Let me just double check. I don't think there was. I think that's it. It's pretty self-explanatory. And at the end of it, we state our teams and we let the viewers decide who's got the best team.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
In
I'm
order
going
to
to keep tabs on who picks who.
Yes.
Because I don't trust certain men. Keep. So
in terms of the order,
I've got to randomize up here.
Oh, fantastic!
So we're going to pick who goes first. Just going to make myself a little table. Yeah, a little table, 3 columns.
It's a shame we can't look at this randomizer. Yeah.
You're just going to have to trust me.
And we can pick any position at any time, right? It doesn't have to go back to front.
No. You can pick. If you want to secure your player early doors, you do that.
But you have to pick your formation.
You have to let us know what your formation is.
Yeah, cool. That's blessed.
I'm going 4-1-2-1-2.
4-1-2-1-2.
Diamond.
Okay.
2 centre mids.
I might have to go 3-4-2-1.
Okay.
I'm going traditional
4-4-2. The one that no one plays anymore. You'll be picking John Barnes next.
4-3-3.
Okay.
Right. Let me spin who's going first. Isaac's first. It was
going to be me.
Literally a second for me.
We love it. Things we
All
love.
right, let's do the second one then. Who's going to go second?
Okay.
Sliding Isaac again, so let's not do that. Actually, let me just remove Isaac from it.
Yeah. Come on. All right. Just to let the viewers know, as John's sorting out the randomizer, it will be myself, whoever's second, whoever's third, and then myself again. So the third place doesn't get a double pick.
All right. So, again. Key, you're second. I'm going last. All right, let's go.
All right.
John.
My first pick.
Wait, remind me of your formation again, please.
So I'm going 4-4-2, but it's a diamond. So 4-1-2-1-2, as they say nowadays.
All right, Amarim. 4-1-2-1-2.
So my first pick, is Virgil van Dijk.
Of course.
Big Virg, Capo.
All right.
Lock that one in.
Let me just delete Virgil from my list of names that I had.
You know, honestly, I've done no prep. I've had the opportunity to. I went to play football earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be getting my picks through the knowledge, off the dome, as the rappers would say.
Okay.
Go on,
my first pick will be the informed striker Alexander Isak.
So that's your top of the 4-3-3 is Alexander.
He's gone. Yeah,
okay. He's off.
That might look like a good decision now, but.
Well, I've got a lot of players written down here. I'm good.
But it's the order, right?
I'm covered for all eventualities. Don't worry, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right,
John.
No problem.
You're on the clock.
All right, I'm going 3-4-2-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
3-4-2-1. My first pick is Mohamed Salah.
Okay. Where you putting him? In the one?
On the right of the two.
Okay. Interesting.
Salah deleted.
That is insane.
Isaac, let's go.
Okay, so my second pick is I'm going defense again. I'm going Ola Aina at right back.
This guy. All right.
Love it.
Let's go.
Fair enough. I'm going defense now. And I'm going Kirkhead left back.
Oh. That was going to be my left back.
All right. I'm going Cole Palmer.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. He was a reserve player for me.
Reserve. Wow. Okay. Let's go.
All right. My third pick is that left back. You stealing that? No. Ryan Gravenberch, DM. Let's go.
So you've done 2 Liverpool players. I need to keep an eye on that as well.
Pick one more.
Yeah.
My first midfielder is Declan Rice.
Nice. Okay.
That's cheeky.
All right, Johnny, you're on the clock. Let's go.
I am gonna go. Oh, I was Rice was gonna be the next one. You murked me there. Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh, actually, Haaland.
Fair.
So my front line is done. Even in his bad season, I think he's still got. He's still the second in the Golden Boot race now, isn't
he? Yep. Yeah, 19 goals.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay. So my fourth pick is Gabriel Magalhaes, a centre back.
Damn you, boy.
Nah, it's all right because I don't know if he's gonna have any attacking players left to pick.
That's fine. I'll take the star boy himself, Bukayo Saka.
Is he eligible?
Of course he is.
We didn't say no injuries, so
yeah, we didn't say no injuries.
Yeah,
and we said doesn't matter about form or anything like that.
Remember, it's a supreme draft. It's imagine transfer deadline, summer. You've got to pick your 11 for the season.
Yeah. Okay. Isaac, back to you.
Okay.
No, who's you pick?
Oh, no, it's back to me already.
Yeah. Okay. And then after this round, just do a quick recap of what we've got so far.
Okay. Let's start picking some defenders.
So it's your fourth pick.
So I'm gonna go. So I've done my front three. I am going to go. What's the name of that Nottingham Forest centre back, the Brazilian one? Murillo?
Yep.
I'm going Murillo.
Colombian, no?
My team.
I thought he was Brazilian.
No, but I'm sure he's Brazilian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Isaac?
Just do a quick recap of what we picked so far.
So far, Isaac, 4-1-2-1-2 formation. Van Dijk at centre back. Olaine at right back. Gravenberch at DM. Is it Gravenberch or Gravenberch?
Back.
Yeah, Keith's the only person that says Birch. Arsenal's Gabriel at centre back. So Isaac has got 2 centre backs and a right back. So 3 of his 4 defenders. And he's picked the one in his 4-1-2-1-2. Gravenberch is the DM, the first one anyway. Keith, 4-4-3. Alexander Isak. Kirkes left back. Rice centre mid. Saka right wing. Not going to lie, I'm not liking the look of Keith's team so far. I've gone 3-4-2-1. I've got Salah, Cole Palmer, Haaland, and Murillo. So I've completed my front 3, so to speak, and I've just picked my first defender.
Okay, so my 5th pick, because I'm now back on the clock.
Oh, I'm dreading this, man.
Chris Wood as a striker.
Oh, you can have it.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
I knew who the 3 strikers would be. But it's fine. Right back. One and only Trent.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Research helps, bro.
Well, no, it's fine. It's part of the challenge. I'm going the guy that I was calling Robertson, even though his name is Robinson.
I I thought no one would pick up on him, you know.
Don't worry about that, man. I don't need research. It's all in there.
I thought no one would pick up on him. Okay, all right. Touche.
All right, Isaac.
All right, my 6th pick will then be Ollie Watkins as the other striker.
Oh,
not bad.
Okay. Ollie Watkins. So that's your 2 up front. Keith?
Konate, centre back.
Yeah, I did think about that, you know. I did think about that. Konate, CB. What's the other Forest CV? Milenkovic?
Isn't he?
Yeah,
no,
Milenkovic.
It is? Okay.
You know why? Because whenever I say his name, I think of Milenkovic Savic. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Milenkovic.
Oh, no, it's Milivojevic, isn't it?
Milivojevic.
Yeah, Milenkovic plays DM, no?
Yeah, Milivojevic.
No, he's the centre back. He's one that scores the headers.
Yeah, him.
Is that who you've gone for? Yeah.
Yep, that's what I've gone for.
So the Forest centre
Second
back
best, the best or second best defense in the league, man. I gotta.
Yeah, fair.
Can't. Let me just get this guys. Yeah, it's Milenkovic. Yeah, Milenkovic. Where you get Milenkovic from, bro? Just butchering names out here. It's Milenkovic. You're right, Isaac. All right, Milenkovic, CB. So, quick recap. Isaac has picked. He's 2 out of his 3 forwards. He's got 1 centre back. He's got 2 centre backs. He's got his right back. So he's got 3 out of his 4 in defence. He's got his DM in Gravenberg. Keith has got his centre forward. He's got 3 of his back 4. Kekas left back, Trent right back, Konate centre back. He's picked Declan Rice as a centre mid, and then he's gone Bukayo Saka on the right wing. I've gone Salah, Cole Palmer, Haaland. That's my 3 in attack. I've picked the Nottingham Forest duo at centre backs, Murillo and Milenkovic, and I've gone down to West London for my left back in Robinson.
Okay, so for my seventh pick, I'm going Morgan Gibbs White in the camp.
I hate you, man.
MGW.
You've gone after my guy.
MGW. What are you saying? AM, yeah? Cam?
Yep.
I've got enough in midfield. Saliba.
Okay. Saliba and Konate in defence. That's not bad. It's not bad.
Well, he's playing at the moment. Yeah. It's going to be a controversial one still. But no, if this doesn't take into account form, does it?
No. It could be anyone.
Anyone.
I'm going Odegaard.
Okay.
He was on my list, but that's fine.
He was on mine as well.
Cool.
Go on, Isaac.
My first Arsenal pick, by the way.
So for my 8th pick, I am going to go with Alisson in goal. Therefore, filling up my Liverpool quota of players.
Yes, indeed.
I will go with.
By the way, you can't have any more Arsenal players.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of that.
Oh, all right.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh,
all right.
Jammy. All right, go on.
So I've got my cam. I'm gonna go Rodri.
My player's still on the board.
He was on my list.
Lovely. My player's still on the board.
Isaac.
So what's that? My 9th pick now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Morgan Rogers in centre mid.
You can have him.
Oh wow!
Oh, cheers! Oh. All right, Keith. Tell us how you feel, mate.
Anthony Gordon.
Sure.
Okay.
Exactly.
I still think I've got the best team. I haven't finished.
Sorry, Isaac, what was your pick, sorry?
Morgan Rogers.
It's your first Villa, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rogers.
No, second.
Who else was for Villa?
Ollie Watkins.
Watkins, yeah, of course. I'm just going to put CM for Rogers. Keith, you've gone who?
Gordon.
Yes. The Flash himself up on Tyneside. So what's that? The left of your three, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So what have I got? I've got DM, I've got Cam. I've done my front three. Semenyo.
Nice.
He was on my reserve list.
Okay. This is getting tricky. All right, everybody. 2 players left. Because we're just picking the first 11, right?
Yeah.
So for my 10th pick, I'm going to go with Cucurella at left back.
Really? Interesting. Yeah. Oh, I took Robertson, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
There was another left back I thought people would have had.
And Keith took
Wait, don't say it, Keith.
Have you done your left back, John?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you have. Yeah, go on.
Have you done your left back? Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
So we've gone, between the three of us, we've gone Kirkes, Cucurella and Robinson. Who's the other left back we've left out? Let me think.
I thought it would have been Vardio.
Nah.
You know what? That's a good shout.
You'd have Vardio over Cucurella. I know you're your choice, bro.
But you know what? He doesn't register as a left back in my head.
Exactly.
He's still like a CB.
see him as a centre back.
That's a really good shout.
And to be honest, do you know who was really high on my list? He's not really a left back, but Jed Spence. He's actually been putting in solid performances.
Yeah, you could have had him. Yeah.
He's actually been. I really want him to do well. I'd like to see him at a better club. To be fair,
who's your 10th pick?
My 10th pick is to finish my midfield is Bruno Guimaraes.
That was my next pick.
I'm not having him.
Alright.
I'm not. He's just a bruiser, if you ask me.
Nah.
I'm gonna go for David Raya in goal.
Oh, you bastard.
I clocked you had to keep it here, innit?
My keeper can run.
Isaac, for your last pick.
My central midfield is not looking great, but I am going to go with. Keats really messed me up here by picking Bruno. I really thought no one would cotton on to the fact that he was still on the board. All that being said, I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes.
The original stat padder.
Yep.
All right. Key.
Sells.
Who?
Yep.
Not the first goalkeeper.
Matt Sells. Yep. Good shot.
Okay.
Really
what
only
position
leaves
don't I have?
Martinez.
Got my 3 at the back. Oh, I need a left midfielder. I did a left of the 4. So my left of the 4 is going to be
So where have you put Anthony Robinson?
Back 3, left of the back 3.
Left back.
Okay, all right.
I don't have a left back, remember?
The 3 defence.
Yeah.
You could have had some other defenders.
As soon as Isaac said, you can't just fit people in, I'm picking the least amount of defenders as I can.
I'm glad it's just the 3 of us doing this.
Yeah.
Bins would have done the madness.
This would have been nuts.
This would have been tough.
Bare bones.
I tell you what. I'll tell you who I'm going to pick. I am going to pick... which one of the 2? I'm going to go Bowen.
Okay.
It's going to be him or Kudus. But right, so let's recap.
We got to pick managers.
Oh, we got to pick managers as well.
Yeah.
Does this count as 3, or can we go anyway?
Pardon?
Does this count as like your 3 from a team, or
no?
No, you can go in. No. Okay. Go anywhere. All right, go on. You know where I'm going. There's only one answer for me. Arnie Slot.
Yep. Keith.
Pep.
All right, I'll give you one guess where I'm going.
Nuno.
Nope. Keith, you should get this.
Oh, Iriola.
You did it.
Had to be.
Yeah, definitely. Iriola. All right, so Isaac's team managed by Arne Slot. I'll try to do this in order, even though we didn't do it in order. Alisson in goal. Back 4 of Olaenia, right back. Virgil van Dijk, centre back. Gabriel M. I'm not going to try and butcher his surname. The other centre back. Cucurella, left back. Gravenberch, DM. Remember, this is a 4-1-2-1-2 formation. Rogers, as in what's his first name?
Morgan
Rogers, Aston Villa, and Bruno Fernandes. And the 2, Morgan Gibbs White as an attacking midfielder, making up the 1. And then the 2 up front, Ollie Watkins and Chris Wood. That's Team Isaac. Team Keep, managed by the one and only Pep Guardiola. In goal, Sells from Nottingham Forest. Left back, Kirkes from Bournemouth. Right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Centre backs, Konate and Saliba. Left midfield. You'd even pick a left midfield.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gordon.
He's left at your front 3, no?
4-3-3 I play.
4-3-3.
Yeah, 4-3-3.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. I allow you still. All right, so then in the middle, we've got Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno G from Newcastle, and then Anthony Gordon. No, Declan. Oh, yeah, you've got Rice. Declan Rice. Boy, I don't like this team, you know. And then on the left of the front 3, Anthony Gordon. Centre forward, Alexander Isak. Bukayo Saka on the right wing.
It's a good team.
That's a very good team. I can't lie.
All right. My team, Team John, managed by the remarkable Iriola from Bournemouth. Goalkeeper, David Raya. At the back 3, left centre back, Robinson from Fulham. In the centre of the 3, Milenkovic from Nottingham Forest. And on the right of the 3, Murillo from Nottingham Forest. The 4 in midfield are Jared Bowen, Rodri, Martin Odegaard, and Semenyo. The front 3 are Cole Palmer, Mohamed Salah, and Erling Haaland. We'll let everyone decide who's the best.
Yeah,
we'll put that up on screen for people to see.
Yeah.
And I think we should probably have a look at these drafts at the end of the season.
Yeah.
See how they fare.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a little bit cheating doing one in Feb because we know who's done well and who hasn't, right? We will do one before the season with the new signings. Yeah, actually that'll be pretty good. All right, everybody, listen. Let us know whose team you think's best. I think I should win because I did no prep and I think my team's decent. But anyway, Key, Isaac, thanks, boys.
Always a pleasure.
Always.
We'll be back next week, I believe, with the full gang. And we may even have a guest for you. Who knows, right? One of the friends of the pod might turn up. And we'll be back with the Premier League. We're back with Premier League action. Liverpool, Everton play out their postponed Merseyside derby midweek. Arsenal fans will have their fingers and toes crossed, but it won't matter because we'll probably fumble it on the weekend anyway.
Champions League as well this week.
Yep, Champions League, some juicy games. So it's all go. We're at that part of the season. It's all go, go, go. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll be back. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.